This is the story of a man named Wilson, who only had to answer one question to become the President of the United States. The question was, what is 2 plus 2? He answered 4, and everyone was stunned. The man turned out to be a genius. Actually, this story is set 500 years into the future, a time when human intelligence had been gradually decreasing. Collapsing buildings were tied with ropes, movies were useless and filled with garbage, and there were massive piles of trash everywhere. This happened because 500 years ago, people were so focused on making money and having children that they stopped focusing on raising their children well. Meanwhile, those with lower IQs kept having children. With each new generation, human intelligence continued to decline. Then, the country's military came up with a plan. They decided to freeze some people using hibernation technology so that their high intelligence would be preserved for the future. Wilson was one of the first to undergo this experiment. When he was injected, he slowly began to fall asleep. The plan was supposed to last only 1 year, but the very next day, the head of the project was arrested. The lab was destroyed, and the secret mission was forgotten. 500 years later, a mountain of trash rolled down and its debris spread across the city. Inside the debris, Wilson's hibernation pod crashed into a house, breaking the door and waking him up. The homeowner was furious because his TV show had been interrupted. In a fit of rage, he threw Wilson out of the window. Seeking help, Wilson went outside, but all the people on the street were just giving silly smiles. Dazed, he stumbled into a hospital. The place was filled with garbage. The nurse handed him a slip with just a number, showing no emotion. The doctor was even stranger. He said, "Put the test tube in your ear, mouth, and behind." Then he added, "What you put in your mouth should have gone behind." Wilson ran to wash his mouth, but instead of water, only soda came out of the faucet. He asked a man, "Do you drink water?" And the man just smiled foolishly in response. That's when Wilson realized it was the year 2525, and he had been asleep for 500 years. Just then, the police arrested him because he hadn't paid his hospital bill. He was assigned a free lawyer, but the lawyer turned out to be the same man who had thrown him out of the window. The lawyer turned the tables and accused Wilson of breaking into his house and interrupting his TV show. Wilson was sentenced to 200 years in prison. Before being jailed, he took an IQ test. The question was, what is 2 plus 2? He answered 4, and was immediately sentenced to be executed by gunshot because humans had become so foolish. Just before he was taken away, he told a guard that he was being released. The guard believed him and let him go. Wilson then set out to find a time machine to return to 500 years ago. He got close to the location, but he missed the train and was caught again. This time, he was taken to the White House because he had answered 2 plus 2 correctly. The president called a national meeting and made him the agriculture minister to solve the crop problems. But when Wilson reached the fields, he saw that instead of water, soda was being sprayed on the crops. He tells the people that plants need water, not soda. He immediately shuts down the soda company and orders that only water be used in the fields. The company shuts down, and many people lose their jobs. This makes people angry, and they turn against Wilson. A few days later, crops start to grow in the fields. Everyone realizes that Wilson was right. Then people understand that he gave new life to this world. Wilson is honored for his sharp intelligence, and finally, he becomes the president of the country.